Hey everyone, my name is Charlie and welcome to the Buckner Project series on civics videos. These are my friends Alexandra and Phoebe, who are going to help me with the lesson. Today we are going to review the branches of government. Do you remember last week's lesson when we reviewed what federal government is? We especially worked on the departments of federal government and what they do for our country. But what are the other parts of federal government? Make a guess. As a review activity, write down all that you remember about the federal government. What departments of government do you remember? Write these all down and then check with your last activity to see how many you remembered. Do you remember how many branches of government there are? That's right, there are 3 branches: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. The first branch we're going to focus on is the executive branch. What do you think of when you think of the executive branch? Most people would probably say the president, as they are in charge of the executive branch. The executive branch's job is to enforce laws made by other parts of government, choose the leaders of other federal agencies who aren't elected, declare states of emergencies, appoint judges to the judicial branch, which we will learn about later, and spend money for the country. Aside from the president, the executive branch consists of the vice president, the cabinet, which is the president's advisors, or people who help the president, and executive committees.
The next branch we're going to focus on is the legislative branch. Can you guess what the legislative branch does? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the same letter. That's right, the legislative branch makes the laws. While that is their main power, they can also declare war, regulate commerce, meaning they control and supervise trade, and control the budget. The legislative branch is also known as Congress, which consists of 2 parts: the House of Representatives, or just the House for short, and the Senate. Each state elects 2 representatives for the Senate and a certain number of representatives based off of the state's population for the House of Representatives. For example, Texas has 36 House representatives. Do you know any of our senators here in Texas? Currently, our senators are Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, and they serve 6-year terms. The last branch we're going to discuss is the judicial branch. Do you remember what the judicial branch focuses on? That's right. The judicial branch is the system of federal courts in the United States. Their jobs are to interpret things like the Constitution and the laws that are made by the legislative branch and enforced by the executive branch. They also make arrangements for prisoners and limit the powers of the other 2 branches of government. The highest power of the judicial branch is the Supreme Court, who take cases concerning government officials, federal laws, and cases prosecuted by the U.S. government. The Supreme Court is made up of 9 justices. 8 of them are associate justices, and 1 acts as the Chief Justice, meaning they preside over the court. A well-known Supreme Court justice you may have heard of is Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
You may be wondering, why is our government split up into 3 branches? Why is it set up this way? Well, the way the branches of government are set up allows a system of checks and balances to occur. Checks and balances mean that the government's power is equally distributed amongst the 3 branches. In other words, the power is balanced. Because of this, each branch has the power to check on the others. For example, although the legislative branch has the power to write laws, the president, who is the executive branch, can sign or veto them. And the judicial branch has the power to interpret these laws however they choose. The writers of the Constitution put this system in place to ensure that one branch wouldn't become too powerful. Okay, now we're going to do another activity. So take out a piece of paper and fold it into thirds vertically. On each of these thirds, draw and describe one of the branches. Color this and use it as a study guide or just a fun craft activity to have and show off to your friends and family. Now you should have a foldable guide to the 3 branches of government. Great job, you guys. Thank you all so much for supporting the Buckner Project. We hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. See you next time.